Today, you are going to learn to make chicken katsu, a classic Japanese comfort food. It is traditionally deep-fried, panko-coated chicken, but we're going to be doing an easy version in the oven. I'm Erin from wellplated.com, and let's hang out while we make chicken katsu. I first had chicken katsu in Tokyo. We had been walking all day and it was really damp and chilly out, and we ducked into a cozy looking restaurant in a basement. A lot of the great restaurants are in basements in Tokyo, actually. And we sat down and they passed us a picture menu with the most delicious looking breaded chicken on it. It was fried and it just completely hit the spot. Right now, I am splitting 2 chicken breasts in half down through the middle. A way to make this a little bit easier is if you pop the chicken breast into the freezer for 15 minutes first. I'm gonna pound the chicken breasts nice and thin. This helps them get crisp outside and stay nice and juicy inside. You can use a meat mallet or a rolling pin, works really well for this too. You also can make this recipe with pork cutlets if you prefer. We always have chicken breast on hand, so that's what I'm using. Once the chicken breast has been pounded thin, we're gonna season both sides of it with a sprinkle of salt and pepper. Tokyo is one of my absolute favorite places in the world I have ever visited. The culture is so interesting. The city itself is just so well run. It is a sight to behold, and the food is absolutely fantastic. I'm gonna move the chicken to the plate and then show you how we make the crispy coating. As I mentioned, traditional chicken katsu is deep fried, but at home I prefer to bake it instead. It's a lot less messy, it's easier, and it makes it much more attainable on a weeknight. That said, just because it's baked doesn't mean we don't want it to be absolutely delicious, and one of the keys to getting an indulgent tasting crisp golden outside is to toast the panko breadcrumbs in butter before using them to coat the chicken. So I've melted 2 tablespoons of butter in a small skillet, and I'm gonna add 1 cup of panko breadcrumbs. You can find panko at pretty much any grocery store these days, which is great. It is a dry Japanese style breadcrumb, and it makes foods so extra crispy. I'm adding my panko to the skillet, and then I'm just gonna toast it in the butter until it's golden. This will just take a few minutes. One of the things that I love most about traveling is not just seeing the differences between different cultures, but I also love seeing how alike we all are. And it seems like every culture has some version of a delicious golden breaded chicken, whether you're talking Italian chicken parmesan, southern fried chicken. No matter where you live, it just really hits the spot. We are all golden and toasty. This smells delicious, like breadcrumbs and butter together, yum. I'm gonna transfer the breadcrumbs to a plate. I'm using a pie dish. Any wide, shallow dish will work nicely. And now we are gonna set up our dredging station. To set up our dredging station, which is a really fancy way of saying the 3 plates we will be using to coat the chicken in the breadcrumbs, you're gonna grab 3 bowls. Put whole wheat flour in the first one. This is white whole wheat flour. It tastes nice and mild. No one will know the whole grains. In our next dish, we beat 1 egg. We beat the egg up just a little bit, like so. I know this seems like a lot to set up, especially if you're in a rush, but I promise it takes hardly any time at all, and the crispy results are well worth it. Promise. Now it is time to shake, rattle, and roll. So shake, top dust lightly with our flour mixture, rattle, dipping it into the egg, and now roll into our buttery, toasty panko breadcrumbs. I like to keep one hand free for sprinkling on some extra panko like this. And now I'm transferring the chicken to a parchment lined baking sheet, and I set a oven safe rack on top. By elevating the chicken a little bit, it will make sure that the air can circulate and all sides get nice and crispy. When we were in Tokyo, I had a whole list of must-try foods. I pretty much have that on every vacation that we go on. And it was our very last day, and Tonkatsu was the only one that I hadn't tried yet. And so it just felt like it was meant to be when we stumbled into this restaurant just hungry, and that was what was on the menu. Just before baking, mist the top with a little nonstick spray. This is an insurance policy to make sure we get the most crispy chicken katsu possible. Bake the chicken at 425 degrees for 12 to 14 minutes until the inside measures 165 degrees on an instant read thermometer. Our chicken katsu has rested and it is looking so golden and crisp. Chicken katsu is traditionally served with rice, shredded cabbage, and lemon wedges, and then a drizzle of katsu sauce or tonkatsu sauce. This is readily available at a lot of Asian grocery stores. It is a fruit and vegetable condiment. You actually can make a shortcut version at home with ketchup, Worcestershire, and soy sauce, plus a little pinch of sugar. I'll be sure to give you guys a recipe for that too. If you didn't want to serve the chicken this way, it is great on a salad. Try it with my Asian ramen salad. You can turn it into a wrap. The possibilities are endless. Oh, I can hear that crunch and feel the juicy chicken underneath. Now that's well plated.